Hey everybody, it's me, Lakisha Keene, and you are watching my channel, Lakisha Keene Saving Green. I just wanted to tell you guys I am so glad to be back. And I know you didn't know I was even gone. I had left and went on a road trip. I live in California from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast, Virginia, to help move my aunt and to visit my daughter who's serving in our Navy over there. So I was gone for 2 weeks. We drove across this nation. I'm glad to be back home. My garden just went crazy while I was gone. Some of the stuff I planted right before I left, and oh my goodness, it just took over. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on everything. I had to have my son take the tulle netting off because I wanted the pollinators to be able to get in and pollinate these beans. These bean plants, after I put that netting on here, it prevented the grasshoppers from eating up the seedlings as they came up. And so I have almost 100% growth on my beans. And so I'm really, really happy about that. I'm happy that that netting did its job, but I had to have him take it off in order for the pollinators to get to the little flower buds so that it could produce some beans. And you guys, like I said before in my previous videos, yeah, I didn't write down everything that I planted here and where everything is planted. So a lot of it I'm just going off of my foggy memory. And also just by what the things look like. Like I know these are the sugar snap peas, and bugs are still just having a good old time with these. I'm gonna have to come out here and spray these. Now I didn't do anything to anything yet. When I got back, I walked through the garden so I could see what was new, what was different, and I noticed some issues going on with disease, and I noticed bug damage, and I know there's some things I need to cut and pull out that I can't allow to stay in these beds. A lot of the melons that I planted, the bugs just attacked them completely. And this is that cantaloupe plant that was doing really, really good, and now it's not doing so good. I believe it's spider mites that got to this and some of the other ones, and then just, just regular disease. And that, you guys, is a huge weed growing up right there. I don't have too many weeds that are growing up through this weed fabric, but in the holes that are unoccupied, there's some weeds coming up, like that grass. But that's not a whole lot for me to have to pull up. It's not like that bed right there where it's just overrun by grass and weeds and everything. And amazingly, I actually have some tomatoes that are growing on these tomato plants. Now, I was supposed to pull these out before I left and clean this box up like I did all my other boxes. This is the only box that I haven't touched yet, that I have yet to get ready for winter. And so I just left it to do its thing. And there's a lot of interesting things going on over here with this box. I noticed yesterday when I was out here, like I have nasturtiums growing right here still. Okay, so when we left, it was hot. It was in the high 90s. And then like right after we left, the temperatures went up even more and we hit triple digits again. I mean, it does not feel like fall, you guys, over here. Now, as we were traveling, we took Interstate 70. Along there, we saw a lot of trees turning colors and stuff, and it was just beautiful. It felt like fall. This does not feel like fall at all. It's still pretty warm. This is the lettuce seed that I had planted before I left. Not all of it came up. I'm not really sure why. It's getting water, but I don't know. After we left, yeah, it was triple digits for a lot of that time while we were gone. And then when we got back, well, there was a slight dip in the weather after that mini heat wave. And then when we got back, the temperatures went up again, and it was back in the high 90s. These are just so pretty. So I got a lot of weeding I got to do over here, and all this catnip. Tiger, he whispered to me. He said, "Don't get rid of his catnip." So I guess I won't. But I have a lot of leeks that came up over here. So I'm gonna clear this out. I'm gonna keep the leeks, keep the catnip, get rid of this nightshade plant here, and make a little box for a new pet that I got that I want to show you guys, introduce you to. And look at what the bugs did to my Brussels sprouts. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to spray for that too. But yeah, when we got back, it was hot. I just been relaxing a little bit here, and there's flowers on here. Maybe I'll get some late tomatoes. But you guys, it was hot when we got back, and now it says that in the next few days it's gonna cool down again, and we're actually gonna get down to the 60s possibly as a daytime high. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. These are potatoes. So the story behind this is I had potatoes in here that I took out of my problem child box and stuck in here because I saw them volunteering over there. After they died off, I didn't harvest the potatoes. So whatever potatoes grew in there are now growing these plants again. So I'm gonna have like 2 generations of potatoes in there. I'm guessing the first generation probably is, if it didn't turn into a plant like these two right here, then it probably is rotted. This was the ground cherry plant, and it was doing good before I left, and then all of a sudden it just started not doing good. When I got back, this is how it looked. I have a lot of chilies on here. I'm going to be using these Ancho Poblano chilies. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to blend them up in with some dried chilies that I bought, because tonight I am making enchiladas, and I'm making homemade enchilada sauce. So I'm going to use those up tonight. But I just wanted to let you see the raw deal here of everything before I do anything to it. This bed, I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this weed fabric up. And I have so many things I want to plant. I just bought some elephant garlic and some onion seeds and some onion sets. And I think with the onion seeds, I'm just going to sprinkle them throughout this bed and other beds that I have. The sets, I'm going to plant them in, but the seeds, I'm just going to scatter them and let the onions grow wild. Oh, look at this. This is a mushroom coming up out of the ground here. Just pushing its way out. It must be growing on the roots. You see this root right here, that from trees that used to be right here. And look at these sweet potatoes. These sweet potatoes are actually doing pretty good, and they're trying to branch out. I wanted them to finish climbing up this tower here, but they're trying to grow all around the tower instead of up in the tower. So I'm gonna have to reroute some of these vines, but that looks very promising. So there's some projects that I've got coming up, like these 2 tires. I'm gonna fill these with some super poop and some potting mix, get them connected to the water system. And I am going to plant some of the bulbs of flowers in there that I just bought. I just bought a whole bunch of tulip flower bulbs and some lily flower bulbs. And so I'm going to get all these flower bulbs planted. So the idea is I'm going to plant some in these tires here. And I know there's a lot of people that want to grow and like to grow edible things in tires. I'm not that person. I can't bring myself to do that because I know things do leach. I just don't know how bad or to what degree. And I just don't want to take the chance when I have plenty of other grow space for food. So I will put the flowers in there since I won't be eating those. But also under my peach trees, both of these trees here, I'm going to plant some of those bulbs too. I bought a lot, so it should be enough to plant in both areas. You guys, I just been trying to take it easy. You know, I knew coming back after being away for 2 weeks, there was going to be some issues with my garden because it always happens when I'm gone. There's always a water issue or something. Something's not getting watered and things die. And when I get back, I'm like, oh, shoot. You know, but then there's things like this cherry tomato. This is just one plant, and look, it's just a jungle. It just grew all crazy. One single plant. And this was that volunteer plant. I didn't even plant this. This is the volunteer that was growing up amongst the japonica corn, popping corn that I grew at the beginning of the season. And so this plant is just doing good. And it's got so many tomatoes on here. And I already harvested a lot off of there just to eat, and they're so sweet. But I already knew that there was going to be some things that I was just going to be really sad about coming back and seeing. And then there was some things that were good. That, like that tomato plant that, you know, just did a really good job. This is that damage that squirrel caused. And let me tell you, I got that squirrel first try, right before we left. That morning when we were heading out to go on our little road trip, bright and early that morning, I got up, set my live trap, and I set a regular rat trap. I was hoping he would get in the rat trap because then it would have been a done deal. But he got caught in the live trap. And so I caught him, and I'm like, yes, okay. Because the damage he was doing here was just horrific on my tomatoes. I put a lot of work into these tomatoes. I've been pruning them and, you know, taking care of them. And for him to come and just like start chewing up stuff and destroying it. Look at these. That one is starting to ripen. So that's good. I'm happy for that. You guys, I got flowers, blooms on all of these tomato plants. So I'm hopeful. That there's time enough for them to form fruit and for that fruit to ripen before we get our freeze. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm hopeful. I want to introduce you to the newest addition to my family here. Oh, and I had started to tell you about some of the bad news. Okay, so some of the bad news. Some of my plants died. 3 of my new chickens, 3 of them died. You know, it's always that chance of something like that happening. And, you know, just me trying to trust. Look at this tomato. Whoever I asked to take care of my garden and my animals, Just being able to trust that they would give them the same care or even better than me. In this case, that didn't happen, and I'm pretty bummed about that because I got them for free from a friend, so she didn't have any more of those particular types. Like one was a leg bar, and it was gonna lay like greenish color or bluish eggs. The other one was Easter egger. She had really pretty colors. And another one was like a red sexling, and she was really pretty. They just didn't make it. Okay, trying to find where my newest family member went. I saw him walk in down that way. I don't know where he went now. He's hiding somewhere. After he didn't try digging out a whole bunch of stuff, I guess. He decided he's gonna settle down somewhere. He's hiding somewhere. Because I saw him come down this way. It's so hard to spot him. Because he kind of blends in with everything. I know you guys are like, what is she talking about? So you guys, here he is. Our newest addition to our family. I'm laughing because he was just inside the dang chicken run. I should have got some video of him while he was in there. But this is Thaddeus, our new desert tortoise. He's a rescue. And Cornelia, my last video, or a couple of videos ago, I was showing Cornelia inside this chicken run and having to take her out numerous times. And now look at this guy. And he was inside there. I don't know what their draw is inside the chicken area. But he's a friendly guy. He's big. He's way bigger than Cornelia. He's a different breed than her too. But he is something else. And I mean, he's pretty big. He's pretty big. And he's pretty solid too. He's pretty heavy. Big old reptilian arms you got there, Thaddeus. He is something else. He's just checking out my phone. He is something else. He gets around, you guys. I couldn't find him the other day when I was trying to introduce him to you guys and show him off. Couldn't find him, looked everywhere, and then I finally found him in the corner where I wouldn't be able to get good footage of him. So I waited, and well, today I had time. I decided to come out here and get some footage because I saw him in the chicken run. We just let him out. I don't know why he was so attracted or drawn to it, but let me see. Let me go around him. He keep coming for me. But he is something else. We're about to come out here and do some cleanup out here. It's needed. It really is. And change some stuff around. I went to the store today and got some whole grains for my chickens. I feed them different diets depending on what time of year it is. So I'm trying to set up their feed for the fall winter. So anyways, oh, I wanted to show you this while I got you on here. Look at it. My moringa tree has blossoms on it. This is the first time I've seen this. It bloomed. That's pretty cool. That one did. This one didn't. But that one did. But these are both really big right now. So, I don't know. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these guys for the winter. When I had them inside last winter, they were much smaller. now they're a lot bigger, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with them. I'm gonna leave my lemon outside. It stayed outside over winter last time, and even though it was snowed on and everything, it survived. But this orange tree, I might have to take it inside. Anyways, you guys, I just wanted to say thank you for watching my videos. And if you stuck with this video this long, then I try and make my videos shorter. But, you know, I talk slow and I talk much. So I think that's a bad combination for when I'm making videos. Thank you for watching my videos. Click that subscribe button and click like, leave a comment. And as always, you guys, God bless.